There's kind of a thrill to getting worked up about something. It's something that people use all the time to get things shared on the internet, to get things clickbaited, to get people to talk about something, to make something popular. And it's worth thinking about frustration as if it's something you have a finite quantity of. You're going to run out of. That there's only so much total in your lifetime you're going to get frustrated at. And for that reason, to spend it conservatively. To be careful about what you choose to get frustrated about. There's a lot of things that we can get frustrated about that'll leave us all riled up. And in the moment, there's a certain weird satisfaction to it. But ultimately, it's not usually helping the actual thing we're getting frustrated about. If it spurs us into action, that's different. But so often the things we get frustrated about are maybe not worth getting all that worked up about. It really is the case that there is, in your span of your lifetime, a finite number of things, a certain number of things you're going to get frustrated about, frustrated at. And there's a finite number of things you're going to be able to do anything about: fixing, improving, moving the needle forward on, helping to play a small part in maybe addressing some bigger problem. But every time we get frustrated, every time we get worked up, every time we have something that kind of gets to us, and we let it get to us, it sort of takes away from us a little bit. It does real damage to our heart. And I mean real damage. I mean that, yeah, figuratively, metaphorically, it has that kind of effect that kind of makes us grumpier. But I also mean literally, it also wears down your heart to the point that as people begin to age, their doctors will tell them things about how they need to start not letting themselves get so worked up over stuff, because it's physically taking a toll on them, and heart problems are one of the leading causes of death still in sort of modern industrialized first world. Even with all the medicine and options and healthcare that we have is available to us, it's still something which is a common problem. And sometimes the role we can take with that is partly keeping calm, being selective about what's worth getting frustrated about. Where can I productively channel my energy, my care, my concerns? And this is something that can be a healthy way for us to sort of keep ourselves on a productive track. That winds up happening, we get frustrated or riled up or worked up over things that aren't worth getting frustrated over, is it begins to not only take a toll on us, but it can also lead us to become grumpier with others. It can lead us to miss opportunities because we're not thinking as clearly, because we're so wound up and worked up over things. And don't get me wrong, there's things that are worth getting worked up over, absolutely. And also that there's things that are worth doing something about that might be beyond our grasp in the moment. And in those cases, again, so I think it's useful to feel it. We don't want to try to hide or bury it, but you can still feel it. But then to kind of process it, to figure out, okay, but if I'm going to do something about that, if I'm actually going to play a role in fixing that, then first I got to get a level head about how to go about fixing it. It's one of the things I've really enjoyed about Stoicism as a source of sort of life practice reading, referring to old classical sort of Stoics as opposed to sort of a neo-Stoic thing that's been going on, less so that. But there's something that about this idea about, again, that frustration is usually not doing us any good. It's not helping the problem. It's not helping the cause. And especially that, again, to think of it as you've got a budget of it to spend, a small amount, a finite amount that you'll never get back. Think of it as the time that's attached to it. And then how do you want to selectively spend that? How are you going to choose to? What are the things worth getting worked up over? What are the things that aren't? Because it takes a toll on us, our lives, people around us, opportunities, things that just don't work out as well as they could have because we let ourselves get pulled away into something that was really maybe not worth getting upset over. That's stuff for the day, just to think about our frustration as this quantity which is finite, which should be spent carefully, which we can be selective about what is or isn't worth our care for any given day. Thank you as always for tuning in. Have an everybody feel tomorrow.